What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Drawing with Jack. Here with Jack Gaines, illustrator for Cox and Space, and I am your host, Skip Marazzi, here to guide you along with the adventure, or whatever it is that we do.
What
Tonight
do
we
we
do
do?
a good friend of mine, Jessica Conover, coming in to talk about her life and everything that she's gone through, that she does. It might be a brief chat with her, like this not feeling 100%, but we'll see. Some people are very apprehensive. A lot of people who come on this podcast, apparently it's their first podcast. What to expect? And then after a while, I mean, I hear afterwards from them that they had a good time. They really enjoyed it. It was just hanging out, you know. So
I did.
yeah, it's kind of
We're
like
great,
yeah. I mean, it's just like the vibe of the show. We're just fun to hang out with.
right?
So while we have
Awesome.
that floating around in the air, just a reminder, you can go to coxinspace.com, coxinspace.com, click on the Facebook link, and you can come talk to us too. If you're feeling a little apprehensive, just do it. Just come talk to us. We're
Just
interested
do
in
it.
the things that you're interested in, because those things, I don't know. There's another show that we're talking about how it was with Alex Reed, who will be coming in to talk with you in a couple of weeks, probably 2 or 3. Really, really interesting guy. He's a musician. He does his own illustrations, although just because he has to, not because he's intended to do that. But he turns out to be a very good visual artist. He discovered.
Yeah.
He was a very smart guy, and he said, "Yeah, the thing about doing art is about being genuinely curious about the world around you." And so like, yeah, I was like, yeah, that's fair. Like, I don't make music like he makes music. But that's what I'm like, yeah, for any discipline, that's really what it is. If you're trying to imitate something, you need to know what it looks like or what it sounds like, right?
I definitely agree. I think the more you understand, the more you love. And so you really have to be curious and want to know things. And sometimes it's hard because it's not easy. But yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. And that's what he said too. He said it's not a thing that you just come by. Like, some people are naturally more fit than others, and some people are more intelligent than others. But you can become more intelligent and you can become more fit. And his thought was that this curiosity is something that you have to encourage and foster, and continue
Yeah.
to use as a muscle. And the more that you do that, the more you continue to do that in sort of everything. And then otherwise, you can lose it in the same sort of way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why, movies like comic book movies, the Marvel movies, blockbuster movies, first of all, I mean, that people like flock to them and don't just dismiss them out of hand, but like actually like them, because they serve an important purpose in that they do activate those muscles. So some people don't use them or have diminished faculty in them, and so choose not to use them because they're either embarrassed or just feel like they have no need to. And I think it's to the detriment of humanity that where people aren't encouraged to just use them more, regardless of whether they think they have aptitude or are interested. Like, because I think it is for the good. I think the Greeks were onto something in making civic duty, like going to the theater, mandatory. Like, I think, yeah, I think people need to have their imagination activated more. And I think those movies kind of show what it's like to have an activated imagination and be able to imagine things that are like, astounding. Like the first time I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie blew my mind visually.
I will
And I
give you
was like,
that
yes.
also. All 3 of them do continue. We've definitely looked at them in some depth. I think we talked about them too. But yeah, you're right. The Marvel movies, big cinema, right? That's made for the big
Yeah.
screen. That's mean to be overwhelming, and I mean, we're talking even on some baser levels, but the Jurassic Park series, the Fast and the Furious series, Transformers, like, they have this big imagination to them, right? And what you're saying is that
Right.
it's important for people to to have that tapped into so they know that that's possible.
Well, just have it rattling around. I feel like, when you're exposed to things, you kind of acquire it in your mind, at least at a subconscious level. Like,
Right.
I think, when
And you
people
have,
read books.
well, in order to understand something, you have to take it in. Your brain has to shape it inside itself so it
Yeah,
understands what it looks like or feels like, and then you
yeah,
move on to the next thing. So yeah, you do. You do have to subconsciously take something into you and wear it
yeah,
to understand.
yeah. And I think people take for granted how they can just go to a movie and get all of this visual, like food for the imagination just for free, when, 50 years ago you wouldn't have been able to get like anything close to that kind of thing. You would have to use your own imagination.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people, I don't think they appreciate just how limited like their imagination would be. Like, you know um I've always had very vivid dreams, and so I have always had like an overactive imagination, and it's definitely helped me in being an artist. But um sometimes I really do think about like just how different that would be for me if I, had kind of grown up during a different time, and what kind of imagination I would have had, and where it would have gone. Anyway, that's very, I don't know if that's good podcast material.
Some wonderings and musings. No,
Yeah.
it is right. Like it's really interesting. I think we do run into a lot of people who, I feel like everybody has a story to tell, and they have this kind of like sequence of events that they have in their mind that if you ask them, they'll tell you what they think it would be a good movie to make. Um, but and
Yeah.
I always just thought that was because people are storytellers, and I think to a degree they are. But you're saying their imaginations are being stimulated more often than a lot of previous decades and generations.
Well, expanded, honestly, because I mean, back when the only thing you had were books. I mean, those are the things that expanded your imagination, like just the ideas and concepts and relationships that those brought to you, the stories.
Right. And before that,
People,
or
the storytellers,
storytellers,
exactly.
yeah. But there was less
Uh,
access to them, right? Because they didn't have because of the levels of technology, basically. Not the
I
printing
mean,
press,
yeah,
not the
exactly.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
And also
that's
just the way of life too. Like they had to spend their time, in the fields, or out hunting, or at home. Like they just
yeah.
didn't
Can
have,
you imagine the people in the fields today? They would be definitely have one phone in their hand. They, like the other one swinging like their sides kind of like wildly or whatever they're doing.
I mean, if you were in the fields, I would hope you would have a phone at least, handy, because I'm sure there's times when you're like, the house, I need to take a break.
Right, yeah, exactly. Out in the field, the sun's a little hot. Go get some water,
Yeah.
watch a kitten video, and get back to it. So, yeah.
And um, what were we talking about?
So we were talking about, oh crap. I thought too many thoughts
uh,
between the question and the answer. And so you were talking about how the imagination is expanded when people go to the movie. And now we
oh,
live
yeah,
in a
yeah,
day
yeah.
and age where people have access to that, and we kind of take it for granted.
Well, because it's like you have really great movies. Like I saw recently, a indie award-winning film, Vermiglio. It's an Italian film.
Okay.
It won a Silver Palm in 2024. It's you know just out now on streaming, I think. But it's you know it's about a tiny village during 1940s Italy. The village is called Vermiglio, and it's just like a nice little period piece that really captures what it was like to grow up and be in that community, that tight knit of a community. And have it mean like your whole future and everything back then, through the eyes of young boys, young girls, old people. And how interesting that may sound or not sound. It's just like it's not the kind of movie that's going to like make millions of dollars today, even though it's a very good like film. Um, like it serves a different purpose. I feel like it's exploring a different kind of cinema. And it doesn't. I mean, there are really gorgeous shots in it. I mean, visually it is stunning, but it's stunning for a different reason. Like I don't know how like it's more like awe-inspiring and like you're like, oh man, this really exists. Like you're just inspired by nature really more than you're like imagination is activated. I would say like it just serves a different kind of purpose than like a Marvel movie or a blockbuster movie.
There she is.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm so good. Oh, it's great to be here.
It's great to have you. I just
It's my starry backdrop here.
That's fantastic. What a great choice. This is Jack Haynes, who is the illustrator for Cocked in Space.
Nice to meet you.
Hey,
This is Justin Conover. Welcome to Drawing with Jack.
oh my gosh, wow, amazing. Good to be here.
You got it to be magical.
Magical enough, guys. Just pretend there's more stars over here.
Right.
You guys are artists. Just fill in the blanks.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. We got the we'll get the zoom in on that a little bit.
You're gonna fix that in post, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really all about the tone of the background behind you, so it works.
Right. I feel like it's this accurately sums up who I am.
Okay.
So
All right. If you feel like it's mostly sparkle background plus a little bit of you can see the real underneath. All right.
That's pretty accurate.
That's I mean, if we don't cover anything else in the interview, we've got the straight facts with Jessica.
I think we're finished here. Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Here she is. Hey, before you go, just shout out your socials so people can find out where you are and what you're doing.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm on the internet. You can find me online.
Okay. Do you have like a link tree or Instagram?
Oh no. Oh yeah, of course. I'm Girl in a Painting on Instagram.
Nice.
Girl in a Painting. And on YouTube and TikTok, I am Sparklypuff. Sparklypuff.
Also on Discord.
Right.
And welcome to the Discord environment.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to jump into straight off the bat because I think a lot of people that's one of the things that they're going to find out about you when they look you up is the sketches and comedy that you're doing on your Instagram and YouTube. You want to talk about that?
Sure. Well, you know me for a while. I have always enjoyed the visual form of humor, and
so that's where we first met. We were doing improv together. I think at the Annoyance.
My gosh, we were. Oh my
gosh. Fun time.
So
when I saw you still doing it, I was
theater.
like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And it's funny. So people should check it out. Yeah.
That's a good reaction, and not the oh dear, she's still doing it.
No, when I see your videos,
someone tell her to stop.
All right, like I'm done.
Buckle the fuck up. Here we go. That's what I want people to react to my videos. Oh, better buckle up. Obviously, I spent some time in Chicago. That was quite a while ago, but I was working at like a public access channel in Chicago, and I was a big fan of like Tim and Eric and stuff like that, which was just like so profound. Like I don't know how many years ago it was, but Tim and Eric was just like really eye-opening for me, I think, and for a lot of people that do more like visual humor.
Yeah,
and also I just think like breaking down the barriers of like what you need to make visual, like to make videos. It doesn't take a $10,000 salary. You don't need to have 10 people playing all the roles in your sketch comedy video. So you can just have a terrible backdrop and two goofy looking outfits and make a video, and you probably get some laughs. So I found it very liberating at the time.
Very, very true. Super fair.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but that's I'm sure that has had a huge influence on most of internet comedy. Because you do see a lot of like Tim and Eric all over YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays there's so much visual video comedy out there, but you can definitely see a lot of Tim and Eric's influence on just like it doesn't have to be perfect. It can look stupid. In fact, it might even be funnier if it looks stupid. You know, so
Because that's definitely they did something that I would consider like grunge humor. And God, you gotta love them. You gotta love them for them. Actually, I mentioned in chat to you, I'm recutting a show that I want it to have like more of a cartoony look, and it's coming
yeah,
from the idea of like what Tim and Eric did with some of those shorts, where it's like
right.
it's not animated. It's photos of them that are slightly off color and they're striking different poses, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want from this show. You did something
Yeah.
similar in your last grandma sketch.
Well, that's an interesting video to talk about. So that one I was actually inspired by Joel Haver. He's a
Okay.
YouTube comedian who kind of got big off of doing sort of like animated shorts for video games and stuff like that.
Oh.
So I really admired his work because he was the one to bring that like kind of like animated comedy. It sort of like merges like, you know, real life with animation in weird fun ways.
Okay, cool.
And
cool,
so I
yeah.
kind of was like following him, and he was doing some of that, and I kind of took some ideas from him. And sometimes you come up with an idea and it just doesn't fit neatly in this box of like reality, you know, so you want to have some like animation in there to kind of make it feel a little more surreal and a little more weird. So
Right.
that's what I liked doing with that video, just weirdness.
That is super fun. What would you say is your favorite video that you've done?
That's such a good question. There's so many like just moments. I feel like there's so many nice moments in a lot of my videos that I really like. There's like one way back. It's probably not my best video, but it was like one of the first ones I did after a really long break, called like Halloween Shopping Horrors. And it's like about going into a store and on every shelf is just like there's candy for some inexplicable reason because it's Halloween season. So there's just candy on every single shelf in the entire store. And she becomes trapped in this like candy maze of just pure candy. And she asks for help. She asks for help from the shopkeeper, and the lady's just like this weird, like very like robotic an unhelpful person. And then later on you find out she's like her name is Candy and she's made out of candy, and she like throws up hot chocolate sauce all over the place. I love that video so much. I worked so hard on that, and I don't think it got a lot of views, but something about that one just really makes me happy because it's just so weird and bizarre.
That's
So.
that's
One of the-
great. What's that, Jack?
One of my favorite comic short stories that I ever did. One page ends with a woman throwing up in a guy's mouth, and it's one of my favorite things that I've ever done.
Whatever gets to the out. Whatever
Right,
gets
yeah,
to the
exactly.
out.
You got to go.
How do I end this? Throw up into the man's mouth. I'm a
Just throw up in his mouth.
genius.
Yeah, got it. I'm bullet.
Got it. By George.
Evil.
But yeah, I tend to like stuff that, you know, is comedy, but also it's like maybe it's also horror, or maybe it's also psychological, or you know, it's comedy, but it's got some other like layer to it too. I really enjoy stuff like that.
Knowledge.
Yeah, I appreciate that about all forms of art, for sure, because it gives you that it's more than one hit, right? Like it's not just
Yeah.
a joke, but it's a joke to make you
Right.
laugh, right?
Why not you just like
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can get away with a lot of different types of genres, as long as it's funny. Comedy is kind of amazing at that. You could make someone watch a horror movie and they'd be like, "Wait, that was a horror movie. I didn't realize that because I was laughing the whole time."
Right. That's I mean that's
That's
absolutely
really
true.
cool. Yeah.
I'm glad they've been doing that in horror recently, because you know the slashes are fun,
Yeah.
but when they've been doing stuff like it's either cerebral or they've been
Yeah.
exploring like an emotional context to the horror in films too. Like I'm like, yeah, give me all of that, because like you know there's only so much blood you can look at. You kind of need to take a break.
I'm bored?
Well, also, usually the interesting thing about comedy is like, why are things funny? You know, and when when you actually break down why things are funny, it's because they're either like really truthful, or there's some primal relationship we have to why it makes us laugh. And a lot of times, if you like dig just a little bit deeper, you'll hit horror sometimes, because something that's funny can very easily be turned into something that's scary. So I just find that like dichotomy really interesting. And like you were saying, like there's a lot of movies out, like there's like Nope, and there's like a lot of like is it Jordan Peele that's
Yeah, that's a
working
great
coming
example.
out
Jordan
though?
Peele, who did comedy for a long time, who went into the horror genre, and then also
Yeah.
he does suspense really well. He does people really well. You laugh, and then you're like totally
Yes.
freaked out. Get Out is a great
Right.
example, where you're just
Get
like,
Out, exactly.
the shock of racism and having to deal with it, and what it could ultimately look like.
Like that could be a comedy sketch.
Yeah,
But
Has
and
anybody
it
seen the
is.
movie?
twisted.
Has anybody seen the movie Substance? The Substance?
We were
Oh, I
talking
really
about
want to
doing
see
that.
it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
It's exactly what you're talking about. The comedy horror blend. Like, where's the horror just comes out of nowhere sometimes, and it's very psychological. It's very tense. It's also very funny at times. I saw it this weekend, and I loved it. Demi Moore is a badass for doing that movie.
yeah. That was I
She-
was gonna say, and Demi Moore is in it, because she's
She's
slap
a
that.
fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one also stands out to me as really like a lot of like body horror and stuff like that in that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. But it's like, and then again, it's like you can laugh about like aging and like how fucking creepy and terrifying it is. There's like
and you have to.
comedy to be
or
mined in
otherwise-
there.
Yeah.
Or if you just twist it a little bit, it's like, yeah, the reason why that's funny is because it's horrifying to get older.
It's true. I mean, just wait till you see it, because you're spot on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's definitely parts where, like Demi Moore she's laughing directly in the face of horrific mortality.
I gotta watch that later.
Yeah.
Gotta watch it later.
It's been recommended a couple of times recently to me, so I'm definitely gonna listen to it too. Mainly for Cronenberg, because it is that body horror. It's like updated, but I didn't hear that it was so funny.
It is very
Yeah.
funny. I mean, if you love dark humor, like it's very dark humor, gallows humor. I mean, there's some very just man, the ending, you're just like, what is going on? The ending. Stick it out to the ending if you don't think anything is funny. If we get, I don't know if I'll ever see you again, but if I do, and you report back that you didn't think the end of The Substance was funny,
I'll send you a letter. Send you a handwritten letter.
Yes, please.
I did indeed find
Post
it
dated.
quite hilarious. I hope this missive reaches you.
It arrives by carrier pigeon on your desk.
I can't afford a carrier pigeon, guys. That's past my budget.
Oh man. Okay.
You'll get like a carrier like coyote or something.
Yeah.
Scratching at your door frame.
It will get there, but it might be several years later.
You might get rabies, but you'll get the
also,
letter.
you could
for
get
sure.
interacting with the wild animal. So
No reward without risk.
Exactly. See, thank you.
just you have a lot of stuff going on in your life, professionally, otherwise.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to talk about, but I have been going to comedy sports again. I've been taking classes at comedy sports.
Right on. I was going to ask you if you'd gotten back to that stage.
That's been tremendous for me. Honestly, I went into that so cynically. I was like, I don't want to be here. Improv, whatever. Been there,
right?
done that. I'm from Chicago. I know how to yes and like blah blah blah. But like that was just so good to like get around people that are silly, have a sense of humor, and to be on stage again. At the end of every class, every like segment of class or whatever, after every 8 weeks of classes, you get to do a show on stage.
Oh, cool.
And they're usually pretty packed, and every level.
Wow.
Which is like, really cool. And I've been doing those, and those have just been incredible. So like just getting in front of a crowd again, and like getting that like adrenaline rush from people laughing at your ridiculous stuff is been amazing. And also just like meeting more amazing people. Like
Right.
I really did. I sold this scene short here in Milwaukee. I really did. I was like, whatever, but there's funny people everywhere. That was my bad.
I've noticed improv is spread across the nation. Definitely more so than when I first moved to Chicago. Aaron Cosville, welcome to Draw the Jet.
Oh my gosh, Aaron!
Aaron, of course, I think you met because we played D&D together.
No, I knew Aaron from stand up, right,
Nice.
Aaron?
Yeah, we
That's right.
met during stand up, and then I did play D&D once, but I had no idea what I was doing, and
I did. I
That's
didn't
right.
realize you get to know each other before. That's awesome.
Yeah. When I first arrived to Chicago, I started doing stand up because it was just the easiest thing to get into doing like right away. And I remember Aaron was around. He was always well dressed. He always had like a nice suit jacket on.
Possibly even a tuxedo if it was early enough in his stand up career.
Yeah.
He stood out. He stood out.
Yeah.
And,
that's awesome.
just a really good guy. So I knew him from that, and all the great joys of open mics, right, Aaron?
Yeah. Did I meet you? I'm trying to think of which one I probably met you. Did you do Pressure?
Probably
Or did you
it was
do
probably
the DoubleTree?
Oh wait, what were the ones called again?
There was Pressure Cafe, which is the main one I did. That was like
that one.
Clark and Devon.
was
Then there was like
billiards place. There's like a bunch of pool tables in the room behind you. You're in like a small front room on a very tiny stage.
Yeah.
It was fun. But
I did that stage once. I did that place once, but I remember isn't that kind of like further north a little bit?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I remember that. And then what was the other one again? Did you say DoubleTree?
DoubleTree, I think, it was like
that must have been
Fullerton,
it.
like that was like Lincoln Park.
That was probably it. I was also thinking of the one like right next to the old Chicago Tribune building with like Dave, what's his face?
Oh, Edge?
Yeah,
Edge
I think that might have been it. Did you do that?
Oh, I did Edge all the time.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
Good old Edge.
Good old Edge. That's a wonderful place. I do miss Edge. It was a good place for new comics. Their scene is lacking for not having it.
Yeah, they would literally let like anybody up. They're like, "Oh, you're a comic, all right, get up there."
Yep, there's pizza on Fridays.
It was like a cattle call of just like the most desperate looking people you've ever seen, and everyone got to go up, and it's kind of awesome actually.
Right. I mean, it gives you a start to get up on stage, because sometimes that's what you need just to try some stuff. You need to fail so that
you just need to get the fuck up there. Just get on the fucking stage. Whatever you think is happening in your head.
Yeah.
It's not going to go the way you think.
Show.
Wait, what's that? They what?
They had a Nerds of Comedy theme show.
Oh yeah, I remember that vaguely.
That was I think probably like the first like Friday or Saturday show I was booked on there.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. Getting booked for a gig.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
We were talking about how you getting back into comedy yourself.
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking just how, like, because I've been very cynical as well. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I might know too much that it might not be fun anymore.
Yeah.
But then you're like talking about it. I'm like, but yeah, no, getting in front of a crowd of people.
Lies.
Yeah, and then
it's a great
rush
time
of like doing jokes where you can't take them back because people are listening. Oh man, it's like, it's a tightrope walk, and you do it with a group of people. So
yeah,
you're enjoying it.
I mean,
Milwaukee, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Comedy Sports Milwaukee was like one of the originals too. So it's like
I believe
they have a history there, and I was just kind of like, well, they don't know shit. I've done Heralds before. But then I got there and I was like, I don't know shit. I'm the one who doesn't know shit.
That's always
It's been great. And I've met so many great people and I've started putting them in my videos. So
that's
double yay.
That's the double yay. Oh,
That's double yay.
for sure. How did you end up in Milwaukee? Was it a job that you got?
Well,
You just want a new
great story.
Yeah.
So I was writing for the Late Live show in Chicago for a few years. That was pretty successful for what it started out as, which is basically just a bunch of my friends, and we wanted to make a talk show, and there was a space at Second City that was available. Not the main stage, but the one right next to the main stage. I can't remember what it was called, but
Donnie's Skybox or ETC?
yeah, I think it was the Skybox, possibly. Anyways, there was a space at Second City.
Center.
Yeah, it was a nice room. It was like a little cafe vibe thing. It was like a newer room. Might have been like Second City. I don't know. But we put a talk show on there for a few years, and it was really successful for what we started out to accomplish. And some of my friends went off to do things with, like, you know, Colbert and Conan and all those so-called household names or whatever.
As it goes,
that
in comedy, you know, people who go off and do things, and it's
Isn't that
weird.
weird?
And then you're also like,
It's
yes.
weird.
You're like, but
You're like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why
Yeah,
not
exactly.
me?
yeah, exactly. Same thing.
But go.
Yeah, but go do it. Yeah, you're awesome. Yeah, and that's what we keep.
Don't lap me though. You're ahead of me, but like don't lap me, and that makes me feel bad.
It makes me feel bad. Don't do it twice. Yeah, I know.
I just remember I had a hard time. I was dealing with like my gender dysphoria a lot in Chicago. So that's another thing that's like a big part of like my story, is just like pushing down my gender dysphoria for a long, long time. And I think at that point in time, I was really dealing with a lot of just like this feeling disconnected from myself and not really knowing who I am. And I was like doing pretty good in the comedy scene, but I didn't really know who the fuck I was. And I was kind of ignoring a lot of those feelings. So
that's real.
And then top it off, my dad passed away, and my mom was like all on her own in Wisconsin. I was kind of like, well, I don't know who the fuck I am. My dad passed away. He was like a big anchor in my life. I feel like I was a lot of times like the first person I would call after something went well was my dad. I'd be like, hey, it's going well, you know, the comedy thing, it's working out. But
That's awesome.
then when I lost it, I didn't have anyone to make that call to anymore, and I just kind of felt like I needed to step away for a bit, and so I moved back home to live with my mom. And then after a couple of years of really a whole lot of nothing, I started to like explore my actual feelings about like my gender identity and like who am I, and started asking questions I probably would have never asked of myself if I was still in the hamster wheel of the comedy scene.
Yeah,
and
you don't get a chance to stop necessarily.
You don't have any introspection. I think introspection was like frowned upon, and it's like frowned upon in comedy. Like, what do you mean? Just keep grinding. Get out there, hit up another open mic.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
Unless you can make it a joke. Ignore it though.
How can we twist that into a joke right away?
Right away. You're like,
I want to be a woman. Okay, that's funny. I want to be a woman. Okay, why is that fun?
okay, you keep saying it, but we haven't got to the joke part yet.
I'm gonna find the humor in this. I just know it. I'm not gonna address the actual underlying issues, but there's a comedy joke there. So and then I started to ask myself these questions, and I was like, holy shit. Like, every time I typed into Google something that I felt was true about me, like, why do I always feel like, you know, I wish I was a woman, or why this, why that? It would always lead me to like transgender forums and like transgender everything all the time. And I was like, that feels a little weird. And then I just started doing more research, and then I had like my like wave moment. It's like technically we call it the egg crack moment, which is when you're like egg cracks and you realize you're transgender. But to me, it was like a tsunami, like a giant like wave just went like rising up above and like splashed down on me, because it was just like, what the fuck? So
Wow.
Because then you look at your whole life and like the puzzle pieces start to like fit together in ways that you didn't think they would, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm like, I did this all wrong. I had my whole life like not figured out correctly at all. I'm like 100% a woman. I'm like attracted to men. I didn't think I was attracted to men, but I'm like 100% attracted to men. I'm 100% a woman. Like I screwed this up, so it's like craziness. So
It's good to have realized that and been able to do something about it.
yeah, and I kind of like looking back on it, it's like if my dad didn't pass away, I might have just kept chugging away in Chicago, and maybe I would have achieved more financial success at this point, but I would not have been like my authentic self. So kind of crazy how life works out.
Yeah, that is. That's not a. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's. So first of all, you came to this like this wave washes over you. This tsunami, everything kind of makes sense to you, but that's just the beginning of the journey. That's I mean, that's a long process to go through.
It is.
How was that for you? Because you're in a country that's not very friendly, and that's putting it very nicely. There's a lot of people who actually.
But you guys are in the United States. Are you guys all in the United States still?
Yeah, we all still live in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know you're
in
intimately familiar.
Ohio.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Oh,
was
so
saying
you
that
live in
as if yeah, I
Iraq?
live in the deep south,
Jessica. So,
Oh, you do?
Yeah. This is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, yeah.
where
Louisiana.
in the deep south?
Like.
Oh yeah, the
yeah.
boot. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
The bigot boot. The bigot boot.
The bigoted boot. Yep. I lived there. So people are just casually talking. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, right, like
Mhm.
you can't
Yeah.
fight everybody.
Well, and I would say Wisconsin, everyone's just so white and so sheltered that they don't even think. I don't think they know trans people exist. They're just always just like, I don't know. To me, I actually have not had many negative reactions to coming out as trans to people, which is I'm very lucky. But
That's
also,
awesome.
I think the place I'm living in currently is so white bread and so like Hallmark movie that people just don't like. It doesn't register for them, and they just kind of like move on to baking bread or like making knitted things or something. Whatever white people do. Like
the white.
just
Right.
make sure you dress warm.
yeah.
Whatever your gender is, dress warm.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very interesting. Let me just put another loaf in the oven here. Make it a new sourdough.
Right, exactly. They got other more important things.
We
to
got
figure
other
out.
white people things to do. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
they're like, all right, well that's good. But the process itself, how long did that take just for like
Oh,
physically?
Okay.
Like, and
This
what
is a
was
great
that?
question.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You could read a whole book about just like transitioning. It is an insane experience. Okay, first of all, when I realized I was trans, I needed to get on the right hormones like immediately. Because like I said, I got like a thunderclap from a wave, and I was like, holy shit, we gotta fix this right now. So like that's what's crazy about it is when you realize you're trans, you cannot run away from those feelings. Like they just like follow you into every room. Like you can't just be like, well, I'm just gonna ignore that, because your subconscious will constantly like scream at you that things are not matching up correctly. So I actually called Howard Brown in Chicago because I'd found out that they were doing hormone therapy. They were giving hormone therapy for people. I think it was informed consent was what it was. So basically, informed consent is really neat. You basically just sign your own liability, your own permission to start hormones, as long as you're of age, and then they will give you the hormones.
oh,
So
that's cool. Okay, right.
yeah. So I mean, it still wasn't like that easy. Obviously set up an appointment. I was so nervous to make that first call. Oh my God, let me tell you. To make the first call being like, I would like to be on estrogen, please. That was like, holy.
Right.
I mean, how do you even make that call?
You've never,
Yes,
you've never
your
been able to put it
finest
straight.
vial.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty juice, please.
Give me the pretty-
Yeah. I would like an elixir of other gender.
I always thought of it as like my Sailor Moon wand, kind of like when Sailor Moon holds up the wand, she's like, pretty princess, whatever. It's kind of how I view it, sort of. But Yeah, that initial call into like Howard Brown was like, poof, because that's when it goes from like I really want this to like this is happening. It's like a
Right.
little switch right there, and it's like whoa. But I did eventually make that call, and I had an appointment set up with a doctor, and I drove all the way down to Chicago because again, informed consent. They didn't have that in Wisconsin. There wasn't anything like that around here. So I drove all the way down to Chicago. I met with my doctor. He was a super lovely queer man. And I just told him like I want to be on estrogen. I'm transgender. You know, blah blah blah. These are my feelings. He's like, okay. He passed a like a waiver form over to me with like all the side effects on it. And I remember reading the side effects. They're like, okay, so side effects. Obviously, you may grow breasts.
Right. Is it? Yeah.
Sure. And I'm just like, and then he's like, you may have extremely smooth skin. I know it's very horrifying, but you may encounter some smooth skin. You know, you may like have like fat redistribution, all that stuff. And I was just like, your body odor might go away. Horrifying. I know. But I was like,
You will no longer be a stinky man.
Stinky man.
I mean, there's maybe like you will have less like muscle strength or something like that. But I was like, my pen was like hitting the paper immediately. It was like, it said side effects, but it was like, okay, now I know I'm trans because the side effects sound like positive. So like, let's get this going. So yeah, signed it, got my vial, drove home, took my estrogen shot that night, and yeah, it's been a wild journey.
That's awesome. What for you? Because you've actually you've walked both in both the social spheres of men and women. What are the biggest differences in dealing with those groups?
This is what's great about being trans. You really do get the whole picture in some ways. Honestly, the biggest initial change though was just like how men treat me versus how they used to treat me. Now it's like it's so challenging because I do miss like growing out with my bro friends, you know, like I mean sometimes it was kind of boring, but I do miss being able to like enter a group. I miss being able to enter a group of men and not being immediately seen as like a sex object or like seen as like somebody they can try to attain for their like their girl cage, you know, at home or whatever.
Right.
So I feel like I never have access to men anymore in the way that I used to because they're always trying to like scope me out from like a romantic or like a they want to claim me kind of perspective. So
Right.
but I would say in general the main differences between the two social circles, men talk about things outside of their lives a lot of times, like stuff. Men really like stuff, you know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
then we'll talk about like video games and sports and like distractions, you know, because that's
Right.
what helps relieve their stress. They talk about the stuff going on that's not stressful around their lives. Women will talk about if they have a list this long of things to talk about, we will go down every single subject until there's nothing left to be discussed. Every single topic will be discussed amongst girls. There's like no filter. Talk about everything. We talk about our feelings a lot. Obviously, it's like a stereotype, but it's true. We talk about our feelings a lot. Sometimes we'll vent a lot about our feelings. And I feel like men don't get that as much. The venting of feelings thing. So, yeah, stuff like that.
That's fair. That's interesting. That the first comment you made, where you said immediately you're viewed different. I think that's important for men to hear, because I don't think most men realize they're doing that. Even though I would agree with you that it's really, really common. But I think that most men don't realize how common that is. So thank you.
And to be fair, I mean, women do too. I mean, to the opposite, whatever sex you're attracted to, you know, you'll tend to view them more in like perhaps we could love one another.
Potential, right?
You know, But I do think like, well, and then there's sexism and misogyny, and that's definitely a thing I get a lot of nowadays from a variety of men that just like they don't think I can do this, or they don't think I could know about that, or they don't think I could be funny because I'm a lady, or they don't think I could know about sports because I'm a woman. You know,
Right,
it's just there's an endless list of things that are just like you shouldn't know about. Why would you know about that? And it's just kind of like
You're just like,
I'm just like okay,
I'm alive and
all right.
eat it and right, like
I just
information's
have to go along
available.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do know a lot about sports, but I just don't talk about sports to men because they'll just be like, you look at your boobs.
Right. Yeah.
And then they'll go talk to their bro friend right next to them about sports, you know? So it's like they just don't want to hear a woman talk about sports. I get it, but it makes me laugh. I mean, I played football growing up, so I know a lot about football, but no one
Right.
wants to listen to my football takes
Right.
anymore.
No, well, you're hot football.
They need to
thing.
run the ball more. I'm telling you guys, play action. Come on. Nope. Go
They
make
like
some
that.
more food for us.
Right. Right. And the men
grab
they're
another
very
beer.
confused. They're like, you're not frying or knitting or making a loaf of bread. I don't know what we're supposed to do with you two.
You're not making an organic rye loaf right now.
Right?
What's going on?
I'm very confused. Small brain,
Yeah,
you know.
it's the thing like I said about being trans, like gender roles people don't like when gender roles are murkier, you know? People like solidified gender roles because it makes their lives easier to navigate.
Right.
They don't like having to make exceptions for certain people and stuff like that. Yeah.
The sorry, I got a text and lost my train of thought. But I think that's true.
I did too. That's so
yeah.
crazy.
Why are you texting me right now, Jack?
Yeah.
I do. Listen,
No,
I
the,
want to talk to
and
you.
before we actually run too
Privately.
far off of this,
I want to talk to you privately.
Sabotaged.
this
Sabotaged.
topic. It sounds really bad as if we were actually doing that. It just was a coincidence. That there
Yeah,
was a,
we are not.
Did you
We-
you
yeah.
just listen to this bitch talk about sports? Like what a dumbass.
I was like, there's no way she actually knows anything about sports. I mean, look at her. Look at her.
I mean, she's got boobs on her
Yeah,
chest.
crazy.
Yeah,
I think it
knockers.
makes
all
people's
your
lives
sports
easier.
knowledge.
Sorry,
Obviously.
y'all want to run with some jokes. This topic was good though, and I didn't want to lose out on it. Because
you're
everybody
good,
likes to put things into two different categories, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you can find your enemy, you know, or us versus them, then your life is simple, right? Like, you know, like
Yeah, exactly.
we're
Yes.
the dudes that are attracted to these ladies. That's how it is, and anything that's more confusing than that is going to make things difficult for us, right?
Yeah, it's gonna make it more complex. It's like, oh, okay, so you don't do the basic things that a woman is expected to do. Great, now what? I have to
Right.
do a research paper to
Right,
understand this.
exactly.
Like,
You can't be reading because then you'll start thinking.
also, I think there are a lot of men. I've experienced this on dates before. There are a lot of men that want to be the funniest person in the relationship. I get it. They want to be the one that makes the girl laugh, but it's really hard to accomplish with me. You're probably not going to be funnier than me. I'm sorry. Like, you have to be able to like let that go. Like this one guy could not deal with it. He just could not deal with me being like funnier than him. It was it ruined the whole date, honestly. And I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm just like being myself, but it's like maybe I should make less. Was I too fun? Did I make too many jokes?
Well,
Was
you took his thing. He has one thing that's making people laugh, and when you've taken that away from him,
you took my thing.
yeah. Like, what do you want me to do? Write a research paper?
I make tools.
Another aspect of my personality.
Right, yeah, exactly. You want a second shirt? Don't even. Yeah, exactly. That's
I make Jane laugh. Yeah, no, I do. I feel like some men do feel threatened by like a funny woman for sure. It's like, okay, great, now I can't. There goes my thing.
right. Yeah, exactly. You mentioned dating. How is that for you?
A nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of hard to traverse. I'm
A
sure.
total nightmare.
Yeah. Sorry, if you don't want to talk about that, that's totally fine. Oh,
No, I mean it's just it's a shit show because like you said, like being trans right now in this country is not. It's actually not that popular.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
There was this guy
Believe it
named
or not.
Donald Trump. He ran his whole fucking presidency on
Have you,
Who was that?
us
have you,
versus
have
they
you guys heard of
them.
this guy? Yeah, exactly.
This guy, Donald
He
Trump.
founded
Who's this Donald Trump people keep talking about?
Yeah.
I think he's he's a pedophile, so I don't really want to talk about him.
Yeah. Well, with other things, pedophile is at the top of one of those lists.
He's like
That's a true thing.
100%, 100% a pedophile. Like he should be moved to the
Yeah.
pedophile wing of the hospital like immediately, but he's still
Indeed.
there, still our
Yeah.
president. So
Yep. And probably his own daughter too. So
oh yeah,
yeah. I'm just so uncomfortable when I see the two of them together. It just makes me so uncomfortable. And,
yeah. I mean, they're
that-
both uncomfortable too. Well,
Yeah.
Donald Trump's very comfortable, but his daughter's like,
yeah, you see levels that just please.
yeah.
You're like,
But,
okay, that's
yeah,
too
so
many
it's
years of
obviously-
abuse. Yeah, and now it's on a national level. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, so we could talk about that forever too. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell people you're trans like beforehand. It's not something like even right now. There's this guy who's like super into me. I'm really into him. He's really cute, but I haven't told him I'm trans yet. And I'm sure when I
Right.
do, he'll be like, oh, well, gotta go. You know, it's just like so. It's like, when do you tell someone you're trans? When do you not tell someone you're trans? Like the reaction usually isn't that amazing unless they're like in the queer community or something. So. I do feel like also with like a lot of men, there's like this desire to feel masculine and heteronormative. So it's harder with the men, I feel like, than the women in some ways. But
Wait, I'm sorry.
yeah,
I don't know if I
know.
follow
I mean, I
that
just-
that line of thought. What do you mean it's harder
Oh.
for the men? Oh, because they want.
well, it's harder
to. Be,
men masculinity is this image that men have to constantly uphold. You know, they
Are we
have to
talking
be
about the
like
cowboy thing?
Walker.
Yeah,
Walker Texas Ranger
Yeah,
all
okay, I got
times.
you, yeah.
You know, you don't screw people up the butt, and you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you drive a truck, and and trans people are weird, you know. So it's like
Right,
I don't know. Masculinity is just a really complex, damaging system that a lot of men have to live up to, and I feel like it's to their detriment a lot of times.
And thank you for saying
yes.
that as well. Yeah, no, I that's fair. Like, it's not that boohoo men, because males
No.
do have a lot of rights and just like given a pass a lot just for existing, right? But at the same time, right, like they're just the same with female stereotypes, masculine stereotypes are like things that are a struggle. Like women's body image is a huge thing that they have to deal with before they're hitting puberty. You know what I mean? Like a
Right,
girl
right,
starting
right,
out
right.
has to deal with like what it is to be a woman, and the same thing with a boy starting out, like the cowboy smoking a cigarette, driving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so,
that's right on. Like
And
both
both of them are
both
destructive.
genders have stereotypes that are destructive. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah.
first of all, no one can do that. You can't live up to an average. Nobody can. And then secondly, there's a whole range of how gender is expressed. Even within,
Right,
if
right,
you want to
right.
look at just like heteronormative masculinity, just if people are like, oh, stop, I'm scared, I'm feeling uncomfortable. But like, there's so many different ways to be like a straight man, not to mention a
I
queer
know.
man or a trans
Yeah.
mask or feminine. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's really sad, isn't it? It's
It's not
sad.
one
It's
thing or
sad that
another,
men can't.
right? Like, you can't boil things down into black and white. like,
Exactly. I
all the
mean,
way.
gender itself is very restrictive. Straight up.
Yeah, they're like, are you
Like-
one thing or another? Like, well,
Yeah. Sometimes, in between, or sometimes one or the other.
Right.
I don't know. Just whatever, But like, I feel like a lot of boys grow up in this country they think they have to be this one type of man, whereas if you're like a woman, you have like a wider spread of women that you would relate to, probably. That don't fit just
there are
like
different
one
types now that
category.
are. And that's why I do actually feel like the trans movement, especially, and it's not really a movement. It's just people recognizing they're not doing anything extra. They're just recognizing that it's valid to have feelings.
What are you
right?
talking about? We play a lot of video games. Chat on Discord.
That's the.
It's the movement, the trans movement towards more video games that we're playing together.
Yeah, exactly. And we would like you to play too with us if you like video games. But I think it's important to bring that out because especially I feel like the male to female transition because it does this thing. Jack was saying this the other night was that transphobia, because he was quoting somebody else. I don't think we remember where it's come, but transphobia is misogyny in disguise, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that, right? And it's people are very okay with women transitioning to men, right? Because they believe that they are achieving some sort of power or whatever. But men get very offended when men transition to women because there's this idea that they hold about women that they cannot fathom letting go of maleness for, right? And that's why I think
male privilege.
There you go.
Male privilege also is a fundament, I think, of a lot of people's experience. And when you try to imagine taking away something so fundamental, I think it really shocks some people. Like, like for some people, the idea of their masculinity is like everything. Like I worked at a country club once where a guy had been in a car wreck. And because of being in the car wreck, he had to lose one testicle. And for some reason, the whole place knew this, and there were jokes like this was in like 2002. There were jokes that he was like half a man, and he had lost some of his manhood. I know, and he just like lost a testicle in a car wreck, which I'm sure had to be traumatic. But I remember thinking like that's so reductive. Like why?
Yeah.
All he is.
People want to hold on.
Yeah.
Like the idea of losing your manhood is so scary that it's just like you have to like denounce it every time. And
right. One way I've heard it said is like masculinity is something you have to like continually like present to the world. Like it's not something you just like achieve and then you're like good. So I feel like men are always trying to.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. That's the one-upmanship.
The masculine
if a dude
image.
spits, the other guys are gonna spit.
Right.
Yeah, no, he's totally right. The dude's car has to be, the truck has to be taller than the other guy's truck. Yeah, no, the nuts have to be on the back. You're absolutely correct. I never even perceived that. But yeah,
it's a continuous thing you have to
and
keep
someone can
doing.
manly you at any moment, and so you have to be ready.
Yeah. Oh, God forbid, someone's truck nuts are bigger than yours.
Right, or if you mentioned too that someone's back tire is looking a little bit leaky, they might want to get that checked out. While they're flipping the burgers, like, oh man, that.
Yeah,
that's sinister. So yeah, no, that's interesting. So constantly having to achieve masculinity, and I think that it's important to talk about. I think for everybody because of how much we lose gender as we age, and I think that's part of what the fear of aging, especially for men, is. I mean, women too, right? Because they're seen as less valuable because they're less attractive. They see themselves as less attractive because they're not in their child rearing years. Men are losing the masculinity because they can't keep up with aging. And so I think it's important to have these conversations too, because it actually does affect all of us because we're all going to be there unless something else happens to stop that, right?
Yeah. Unless Putin gets his wish and he gets his own transplanted body organs and he like just destroys the world.
Is that the mic was you think the mic was left on intentionally just so he knew that we knew that he knew or something like that?
I mean, you can't stop these fucks from doing what they want to do anyway right now. So, I mean, it's just like, if we know, I mean, I don't understand how he gains anything from us knowing, but I mean, Peter Thiel famously is all involved in like blood bank.
What a great guy.
Just,
Yeah, it's weird that we like actually have like, what's that?
I was just pointing out that, of course, the Peter Thiel statement is with irony. In case anybody is missing that,
Oh no, it's weird that we actually have like open supervillains nowadays. Like they're not even like, they're just like,
they want to be supervillains. Like they want to be cartoonishly evil, which is just like,
which again, I think it ties into their like their fundamental feeling of like lacking masculinity. They want to constantly like show off their masculinity and how powerful they are. You know,
How
who's the
big their
biggest,
rocket is.
strongest ape?
Yeah.
Yeah, how big their rocket is. Like, it's just masculinity on another level, and it's so crazy to me.
That is wild. I mean, that's the end game of capitalism too, right? Like you can be the most masculine if you win the most bread. I mean, it was definitely a thought that has been tied together in American culture. That the richest person is the most masculine because he's obviously the most powerful.
That's why this country has so many problems. This country has so many problems because people constantly feel like they can be the next, you know, Jeff Bezos or something. But it's like, no, you don't understand that Jeff Bezos didn't just make it from a garage or whatever. You know, he like had many steps had to go his way. The systems had to go his way, and he struck gold with an idea. And I feel like the American capitalist idea of like, you know, the American dream is actually like poisoning our ability to like lift people up, because there's this idea of that they can just like achieve, if you just want to achieve something, you'll figure it out. But it's like, that's not how it works. You need to like have support and like, you know, actual like systems in place to like support you. I feel like
I think they are selling that dream too, so that people will divide against each other, right? Like if we think that it's us as individuals who can achieve that goal on our own, then we don't want to work together.
You don't want welfare. You don't want like healthcare.
Yeah,
like,
why would you
don't want socialism? Like, food stamps.
Yeah, exactly. I had to pay for my whatever.
Yeah, and so it's the American way. It's like no. I mean, we've had these systems before. You know, it's like these are not new things. Like we've had these systems for a long time, and they help us. Like it doesn't always have to be like 1 versus 1,000 to achieve success. Like you can actually have like systems in place to help you to achieve success. So
right. And collectively. Well, we are. I know you said you wanted to keep this about an hour, so we're almost at the end of that. But what?
Oh, are we really?
Yeah. Well, see, I figured you know what you got on. I wasn't gonna remind you, but I just in fairness, you said you did have some stuff to do. But I'm glad you're here, and this is a great conversation. So if you want to hang out for a little bit more, absolutely. We're gonna be here for another hour anyway, until 9. And Jeff's gonna drop for like another half hour, because he has a place to go as well. Yeah. But what's the future hold for you? What do you? I mean, you're exploring comedy again, which is cool. And you seem to be like settled in Milwaukee, right? Because your mom's still there, I imagine.
No, fuck that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what's your hold for you?
I don't want to be here forever. No, it's fantastic here. Don't get me wrong. It's very comfortable, but yeah, I think I definitely want to move to either Los Angeles or Chicago or like just a bigger city. You know, make more connections and stuff like that. I want to just keep for now, you know, just keep growing my YouTube channel, keep making things I want to make, like keep making things that like make me laugh. Like that's number one, obviously. But then also like just growing my like connections, like knowing more people in the scene, you know, and because there's a lot of ideas I have that I can't make right now because I just don't like know a sound guy or like know, you know, like a producer or like know a person that has a venue available that has a kitchen in it. Like there's all these like, it takes a village to make a sketch comedy video sometimes, and the only way
one like a quality one that like people will
remember and
It used to be that you could make any old sketches anywhere and like low quality and people were impressed just because it was online. But now they put so much production into online sketches now.
Yeah. Well, you can make a really low budget thing and you'll get some laughs. Like you can do that for a while, but for me personally, I go where the ideas take me. So if I write a sketch that I think is really funny and it's got a kitchen in it, I'm not gonna like, you know, I gotta go find a kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got an idea right now I'm trying to make happen about the we have a cottage cheese commercial in Wisconsin. That's just like the most obnoxious commercial I've ever. It's just very weird, and I'm gonna be like spoofing it in this weird, funny way where I don't know. She's got like a the commercial jingle is like only Daisy cottage cheese will do, and it's like she's just eating cottage cheese and stuff like that. But I wanted to be like they run out of cottage cheese and the husband brings home like the wrong cottage cheese brand and she just like flips out at him and starts screaming at him and stuff like that. So
cottage cheese will do.
I know it's like a jingle that makes sense when you consider it's a marketing pitch, but then when you like take it out of its context just a little bit, you're like, wow, that's really fucking weird. So I'm gonna make a fake commercial about the Daisy cottage cheese. That's like the Daisy cottage cheese commercial, but it's a little bit like twisted. So I'm trying to find a kitchen. I've got a new camera guy named George. He's really nice, and I've been like, just getting out there a little bit more, getting to know more people, and then eventually, I want to move somewhere where there's even more funny people, so I can make more funny stuff. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of funny people here in Milwaukee, but I don't think you're gonna want to match that up against like LA or Chicago. Like that's just like incredible amount of talent in those scenes. So,
sure. Yeah, that's
probably
totally
move eventually. Yeah.
Is that soon, or is that like as you're growing a YouTube channel when you get that opportunity?
Wait, what was the question?
So you said you want to do that eventually, move to a larger city.
Yeah.
Is that soon?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a money thing right now. I'm working as a bartender, and trying not to let it destroy my soul. So I've been doing that to make money. And as soon as I get like $5,000 grand in my hand, I think I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm out of here.
Right.
Yeah, I just need like a little chunk,
Right.
to like have a little safety net, and then I'll probably move. So, yeah, but yeah, things are exciting. I'm having for right now. I'm really happy with the way things are going, but I have more ideas that I want to make with more funny people. So
for sure, that's awesome. I'm excited about the videos that you are going to be turning out. They have been getting better and better.
Thank you.
So, do you want to shout out again your Insta so that people can find you?
Yeah, my So my Instagram is girl in a painting. Exactly how it sounds, a girl in a painting. And then on YouTube and TikTok, I'm Sparklypuff, SparklyPuff. I think YouTube it might be like Sparklypuff vids. It's all one word, Sparklypuff. And then TikTok is also Sparklypuff. But it's been so much fun making these videos. I mean, it's been really fun. Also, just like taking things that I'm nerdy about, like video games, and being able to make videos out of those has been really awesome for me. So kind of combining like two separate worlds that I really love into like one thing, like I did with the Marvel Rivals videos that I made. That's been really cool.
I have not seen that series.
It did really well.
Yeah, a lot of traction. I was hoping. With because it has such a huge fan base.
Yeah, people really love that series. I was like blown away by that. I was like, wow. It's like, oh, you make something and people really like it. They like wait for it. They're like, when's the next episode? And I'm like, coming, it all comes out of here. So I'm just waiting for it to come out.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But even something like that, like, I mean, I play Invisible Woman in that, and then I have like a lot of like Photoshop representing the characters and stuff. But how great would it be to have like someone play Thor in that video series? That'd be amazing. It would, or someone play, like Captain America in that video series. It's like these things can grow and they can get better with more people in them. So, I think that's what excites me. It's just getting to network more and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Collaboration.
Yeah. Something that I think we learned with improv, that long form improv, is that we get funnier and smarter when we all start to work together in groups.
Yeah. For sure.
100% found that true in anything that I've done, whether it's like making media or like just working with people, like taking
Yeah.
information from them and listening and then, building off of it. Way better.
I can't think of an idea I had that didn't get like slightly better after like workshopping with someone. Like it's like I may be like this is 100% great, but they'll find like one thing and I'll be like, oh yeah, it could be that way instead. So it's like it does benefit you to collaborate, and it's super fun too. Like get out there and like work with people. It's a blast.
We had a writing meeting last night when we were putting together the third episode that we're working on. And I mean, Aaron and I, who wrote the script originally, loved it. And then we have a guy who does jokes, and he comes and takes a look at the structure and stuff like that when he comes in. Who's another one of our producers, Logan Gifford. And so we took content that we had already enjoyed and already laughed about, and then it just gets tighter, right? There was especially when you're working together and you're not trying to like throw in separate ideas. People like collaborate. Jack's doing the drawings for these, but we just so much great detail that we're seeing come out from stuff that we just thought of.
Might be getting too detailed in the cat right now.
Yeah. I really like the artwork that I've seen from you, Jack. It's really cool.
It's
thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're working on this coat. I wasn't expecting her to be that you can see all the fur, but of course your detail is like that.
I just feel like because I don't know why, but I want it to be this other cat from the other page, this one right here. So I even have to add in white, but she's wearing this pink bra that doesn't have a strap, so maybe it can't be her. I guess I could change it. Oh man.
No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
You could give her a strap.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She doesn't need straps where she's going.
She doesn't need straps. I can easily take the strap out. I like the strap though. Maybe it could just be a different cat, so I don't have to redraw it.
Well,
it doesn't need a strap. She could have a strapless bra on. There you go. Boom.
But like, it would be fun to hide that pattern in that pink and yellow polka dot.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what does make it fun.
Oh, I could just add you mean I could add the straps here?
Yeah.
You could add a strap. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That would be really easy too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think fairly straightforward, because then you'd be like, because then it's the same cat that we saw on the previous page. As they turn around, and now they're threatening. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That bikini is really nice.
It's like she's wearing a bra though. Don't bikinis strap around the top of the? I guess some do.
Sometimes they do.
Some do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For the courageous amongst us.
Right.
I don't need straps on my bikini.
While you move around.
I'm having a margarita. I'm fine. It's not going to slip off. Oh my God, kids, cover your eyes. Oh,
my boobs. My boobs.
my boobs.
I'm speaking of women's fashion, I'm always really amazed when I see a woman doing anything in heels, especially anything difficult, like chasing a kid around, or carrying something heavy. Yeah, because you're walking on like stilts. Like, holy crap! How was that for you? How was you?
I do actually own like I want to say like 18 pairs of heels, but I never wear them because I'm not an idiot.
Right, yeah.
They're so painful to wear, like for real. They look so pretty, but they're like, I think I would only wear them for a date night, and only if I'm like sitting down for a nice long period. I don't know how those ladies wear heels like as a prosecutor or something for long days, unless they have like really good inserts or something like that going on.
Because all your weight is on your toes.
Can be incredibly painful.
Yeah, or pushing towards the point of the shoe. That's where like everything's being pushed towards.
Well, I will say also practice makes perfect.
Right.
If you dream it, you can achieve it. Sure. So, if you just wear heels a lot, eventually you trick yourself into thinking it feels fine.
Yeah. I love tripping all the time. This is my daily life.
Yeah, it always feels terrible. My feet always feel horrible.
Right, yeah.
It's great.
That's what I do.
You just gaslight yourself.
Right, yeah. It's great.
Stockholm syndrome for yourself.
That's right. It's
Well,
not.
there's
brother.
one there's one project I want to talk about before I go. So
Yes.
I'm really excited for this one. So I've been working with my friend Lucci recently. She does puppet work. She's like really big into puppets. She makes really amazing puppets, and we are gonna make like a mini TV show on YouTube. I'm so excited about it. It's gonna be like a 1950s housewife, but she's living in the apocalypse. So like, it's kind of like Fallout vibes, sort of. She's trying to do housewife. She's trying to keep the housewife thing going, but it's also the apocalypse. So she has to deal occasionally with the realities of that, and it's really funny. And then we've got like these puppet characters that are going to be interacting with her. Like the mailman is a zombie mailman, and he comes in and his like eyeballs popped out and his like jaws like hanging loose and stuff like that. But he's like delivering the mail and stuff like that. So I'm so excited for that show because I feel like it feels like something that I was meant to make. So yeah, but it's kind of like Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, but like a little bit more like fucked up, sort of. Yeah,
cool.
Excited to make that.
That is fun. Is that going to be coming out from your channel or is that another one?
Yeah, I think it'll be on my channel.
Okay, cool.
Right now it's literally just called Apocalypse Housewife, but we wrote the script together and I think it's like it was so easy to write it. That's the other thing. It was not a struggle at all. It was like we were already coming up with ideas for like the future episodes. And I think it's gonna be so much fun. So hopefully that does well, yeah. We'll see.
Well, we're looking forward to that. That it's kind of like the thing you were talking about where sometimes you need something, your idea is so wacky that you need to do some animation, but she's going another direction with it where she needs something wacky, so she's doing puppet. A real
and I mean sometimes you don't know where your boundaries are until you've tried to spread your wings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, oh, maybe a puppet show maybe I'll fly over here. Maybe this puppet show really is what I should be doing, you know? You really don't know unless you've explored everything. So you just kind of, you write what you think is good and you write what you think is funny. And then you write with people that you know exist around you. Like I knew Lucci did puppets and I was like, man, if I could make a puppet show, what would it be? So we've been writing that and it's going to be awesome.
That's awesome. Have you guys, you just have a script so far? And you're starting to build.
No, she's done some work on the puppets already. We've also got a talking radioactive pie that like comes to life very briefly after it's taken out of the oven. And the character is loosely based on my like 1950s Welcome to My Channel housewife character that I played in my YouTube page.
Yeah.
She's got like classic like 1950s dress on and like really wacky hair and stuff like that, but she's very like even keeled and like put together. So it's kind of like combining a couple of things that already existed into something new and fresh. And I think we just need to figure out where we're gonna like film it. I think we're gonna try and sneak into like a university green screen room or something like that because we need a lot of space for it. So that's, again, the hardest part of these ideas is just like, where do you film it? How much is it going to cost? What do you need? You know what I mean? Do you know enough people? Like, that's the biggest challenge a lot of times with stuff like this. So
is this the one where you're like, we need to have a kitchen?
No, that's for the Daisy Cottage Cheese commercial, which is going to be really funny. Yeah, I want that one to look just like the actual commercial, so that when it starts to get weird, it's like, whoa, what the fuck is happening here?
This is not what I was expecting at all. Fun.
Yeah. So I've got this guy named George. I just met him like last week. He's like worked on a bunch of like local films and stuff like that. He's like a good cinematographer, a good cameraman. So I'm going to be working with him on something. And then tomorrow we're filming Connie, the Conscientious Walker, which should be fun. That'll be silly. It's just a aggressively safety first walker lady. She wants to make sure everyone's safe while they're walking, and she does it very aggressively to the point where it's uncomfortable for people. And we're gonna film that out on the streets tomorrow. I've got like this.
Like bystanders, like people who don't know that.
Yeah, there'll be some bystanders. Yeah, some forms that I offer them to fill out, rating their experience, stuff like that. So that'll be the first like woman on the street video I've made in a while. So I'm excited for that.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
we'll be looking for that. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, guys.
Had a great time chatting with you. We'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
To catch up with you later on as well if you're interested. So we'll be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Jack. Great meeting you, Aaron. It's been so long. Great to hear from you, Caleb. Appreciate you.
You also.
Thanks. All right, we'll catch up. We'll catch up later.
Yeah, it's been so good to see you, and we'll catch up.
It's nice meeting you.
Melissa. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I wasn't trying to kick her off the show, but also she was like, "Hey, I gotta make sure I get out of here on time." And then I was like, "That's why I was like, hey," and she's like, well, I'm so sorry. Like, I hope she catches the end of it when she sees it, and she's like, was I supposed to stay? Was I supposed to go? Just so I'm sure exactly the thing that goes on in her brain, because it wouldn't be mine. So, Jessica, we love you. Thank you for coming on. I was just trying not to keep you from whatever important task you had to do. So again, thank you. Yeah, I haven't actually spoken to her in forever, about 20 years probably.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that is awesome. Do you remember the D&D session that we had when we met up?
Oh, for sure. Like I tried to like Magic the Gathering was the only thing like I sort of knew. Okay, I knew, and I didn't know like if it translated at all to D&D because I didn't. The problem was I didn't know the world of D&D. So, like, yeah. But now that I've seen it played, I really wish I could play D&D again.
It's fun if you have friends who can be committed to it and have steady lives and stuff like that. Because you can do long campaigns, like Margot was talking about. She's done a 2-year campaign. But yeah, no, the experience was quite odd. You were a paladin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Dragonborn paladin.
Dragonborn paladin. But yeah, so the D&D session ended on a cliffhanger, and I don't know. I should have asked Jessica if she remembers this. But it ended with us breaking into a goblin hideout and torturing a goblin for information. And yeah, I know, it's pretty hardcore, right? And this is with a Dragonborn paladin whose alignment shifted slightly that day from lawful good. Well, I guess maybe that was what allowed you to do it. We were doing something to get information about a thing, so you justified it that way or something. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a goblin. Goblins are evil, so therefore anything that like I do to the goblin to get us information is just me fighting evil.
See, this is why lawful good is so much scarier than chaotic evil in my mind. It's because they can justify shit like that, where you're like, whoa, you are waterboarding people.
I'm waterboarding to get information to save others.
Also, I want to call out that it's been recognized publicly in multiple studies that type of torture never worked. It never attained useful information. I just want to call that up. But that's how the game ended. It was a cliffhanger. We got the information, and then we're gonna do the thing. But we'd already been playing the game for 2 or 3 hours, and it was midnight or something on a really cold Chicago night. So we were yeah, let's get together again sometime. And we never played the rest of the game. So in my mind, there's just this unended game somewhere.
I've had games like that still going on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I just tasks that are undone, they really bother me. And so that one's been sitting for 20 years. So maybe we'll have to get together with Jessica and finish the campaign. I don't even know if she's doing these anymore. But
Yeah.
I meant to invite her, and I should invite her to come play the guy at the end with us.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Because I'm sure she'd have fun. She'd also be a really great DM. Because I remember her being a really great DM. That's what made that campaign. That's why we stuck around, because it was like very entertaining.
Oh, was she the DM of that campaign?
Yeah, she was also.
I don't remember.
She was also running it.
What is going on?
Okay.
There may have been one
I
other.
don't
person there.
remember.
Yeah.
There was somebody else that I didn't know.
And I also didn't know them. Yeah.
To God from out of nowhere, God, what is going on? I'm coming to get my
So yeah, I think I believe that. Then that's why it doesn't stick. But those are all great, fantastic details. Jack, you dropped the hot bomb of why you got to leave early tonight. What are you guys doing?
oh, God.
We are just staying in, but we're gonna watch a movie. Like I got some movies over the weekend, and we wanted to, yeah, we wanted to. So we're just gonna have dinner and watch. What is the name of the movie? Boys from Brazil.
Oh, okay. Cool. Have you ever
It's
seen it?
No, I've never seen it. It was something that a coworker recommended to me, and it has the same guy in it who was in The Marathon Man. Is that Roy Schneider? I think it's Roy Schneider. Anyway,
that might
um,
yeah, it is.
anyway, it's supposed to be really good.
We don't. It is. Yeah, I definitely. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. It is how good it is. It's like one of those like well known for being good movies. That's why I press it.
Okay.
And you're a man.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it before.
So you'd be able to add it.
Hardly. I do love movies though, so I will watch the ones that are supposed to be good. Thank you for saying I'm a man of distinguished taste.
Well, that's why I just figured you'd seen it. It's on the list of like when people are like, "Oh, if you want to see a good movie that has an intriguing idea," and
yeah, I mean, sometimes things are overhyped though. I mean, even if they're really good, it's like, I mean, I feel like it's okay to say that you can only have so many epiphanies or revelations in your life or whatever. I mean, like it doesn't take away the power from artwork to be like, yeah, but do I need to see it? Like. I think that things will come to you in time if you're meant to see them, and if people recommend something to you, that's great or whatever. But you should never be afraid to be like, I'm in the mood for a Fast and Furious film. I don't need to watch, Citizen Kane tonight, even though Citizen Kane is great. I'm not trying to knock great cinema. It's like that movie I was talking about earlier, Vermiglia. I mean. I could totally see some people watching it and being like, that was the most boring, trite shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. And, some other people being like, that was amazing. Like, that changed how I view, community and relationships and like, this, that, and the other thing. And it really just comes down to what you're in the mood for. And you shouldn't feel bad about not being in the mood for something at a certain time, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, and that's the same. The same with books. People would always be like, "Hey, you should read this book," and have this idea, And I always have the feeling like, yeah, that was a good idea probably for you. Like you needed to at that point come across that book. You needed to read it, and I'm glad that you got all those experiences. Right. But like, how can you say that I need to see this when you have no idea what my experiences are, like where I am?
Yeah. Or judge me for having not seen it,
Right.
Like that's the thing that really bothers me is when people are like, "Oh, you haven't read that, or you don't know that." It's just like,
right. Well,
not that you were doing that right now.
No, that wasn't specifically.
Like
that's why I was trying to call out specifically like what it was. I was like, oh, this shocks me that you have not seen what is like, and this is why you're watching is like you're like, oh, this is a well-known, well-respected film. It's the type of movie that I would enjoy to watch.
You got around it.
But like that's the thing you'd be like, oh, you don't know that. You're like, are you aware of all the things that people can know? Like the vast amount of if you want to just talk about media, right? Like just movies, even and just movies of the 20th century. You know how many of them there are. You know, it's a little bit different than saying like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't know of the Mona Lisa, like, you know.
How you doing?
Okay. Yeah.
I really do recommend that. I mean, because you guys talk about horror all the time, I really do recommend that you watch The Substance.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on my list, and you were like the third recommendation recently of people who've been saying it, like you need to watch The Substance. And I checked it out on the second recommendation. I was like, damn, actually, I do want to see that. I love Demi Moore. She looks like she's doing something
She's
like
great.
just shocking. I
Dude.
didn't realize it was funny. You know, like
The transformations, man. The transformation. I just, you know, she earned definitely my respect for just her willingness to be, you know, she's totally nude in the movie. So is the younger actress too, and I'm just like, to do that level of nudity at this age for her, and this actress who, you know, I think it's the same actress that plays the daughter in um the newest Ant-Man film. So it was,
okay.
yeah, it was definitely like, whoa, to see her like totally naked. But I mean, the nudity they do, man, it's like, you know, it's, you just gotta be like their, you are brave to put your body out like that. You are brave to put your body out, to comment on objectification and the male gaze and jealousy and like imperfect viewpoints of yourself and like what that does to you. I mean, just fucking really, really fucking just stupendously brave, in my opinion, to put their body out there and make the kind of commentary they do on the show, and just do it in a. It's like new schlock too, which I love. Oh, that's what. I would term it new schlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's schlock, but it's aware of why it is schlock, what it's doing with that. Schlock.
Exactly.
That's what I was saying about the Terrifier movie, was that I watched through it and I initially thought it was just like a bloodbath. But then the more that you begin to look at it, he was like intentionally doing it. And that's where it came up in the conversation, was The Substance has this to it too. Schlock, which is, you know, it's some high quality cinema, because the gore is on another level, but the body special effects are just on another level.
Yeah, I would say the gore is there, but it's so well done. It's not like over. I mean, you know, Dennis Quaid eating shrimp is just as gory as some of the other scenes that are like, you know, violent. I mean, they are violent. I shouldn't put it in quotes. That's dumb. But I mean, they're not like, you know, it's not like it is unbearable or like in any way like. I mean, it's schlocky, so it's like, you know, I was reminded of Dead Alive. I don't know if anyone's seen that movie.
Been a while.
Peter Jackson film.
Yeah.
That, I was reminded of that movie and how it felt to watch that. And you know, be afraid of the gore at the beginning, and then like once you get through a gory scene, you're like, oh, it's gonna be like this. This isn't bad. It's funny. Yeah, that is how I felt about The Substance for sure. I mean, definitely some like what the fuck scenes, but you know, nothing that I feel like is too hard for anybody to deal with. And just so much commentary on objectification. I mean, just so much. I enjoy it.
That's right. I was like, I know that I've seen this Peter Jackson movie. It's also called by the name Brain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brain Dead, exactly. AKA Dead Alive. Yeah.
In North America. Wait, but this goopy schlock. Here's another one. Have you ever seen Meet the
Meet the
Trumpet?
Feebles.
Meet
Fuck
the
yes.
Feebles. Yes, Meet the
Dude,
Feebles.
love
Oh my
Meet
god.
the Feebles. That movie is.
Um,
I mean, dude, you can't. You know, you can't watch Meet the Feebles and be the same. You're different after you see that movie.
exactly. Because it's like horror. It's a puppet. Um, it's like sex and
Yeah.
violence. Like,
Yeah.
and it takes itself
So,
seriously.
dude.
That's the thing, is that I think if somebody else picked up the script and made the movie, they would have not made it as seriously as Peter Jackson does. But he believes so hard in this world that there's magic to it. You know, that's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. Even though it has all these things that are like crude and it's intentionally gross.
Like,
It's
yes.
Oh, no.
yeah, you're changed after the experience. Not for the faint of heart.
I mean,
that one.
Dude, when I saw the fly fucking the rabbit, I was like, that's the moment that did it for me.
What? Sorry.
Meet the Feebles from the director of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, from the director of the Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which I mean, just kills me, bro. Just kills me that's that and Dead Alive are in his like filmography. That's the Lord of the Rings.
I mean, you know, and both like cultural, like have huge cultural relevance. You know, like the director of King Kong. I mean, not the King Kong.
So right,
King Kong.
A King Kong for sure. But yeah, no, it's the hippo titties for me, man. That it's like permanently like in my brain, flopping hippo titties.
Yeah.
And I like from time to time it'll just revisit me. You know, it'll be like, do you still want this memory? And I'll be like, no, delete. But like it's like in that deep and it won't come out. So it comes back and resurfaces a few years later.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie, boy. I love Meet the Feebles, though. I mean, it is such a fucking mind-bending, and it's just like a testament to everything gross. It's like Naked Lunch to me, almost. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's
puppets,
unparalleled.
Yeah, you can't even.
Yeah, exactly. You can't make any like statements on it besides that it's just a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, it's intentionally disgusting, and he succeeds. Yeah, he absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And thank God, because we need that movie.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, the world would not be complete without it. So, again, love that portion of Peter Jackson's career. I think he was doing great work. I hope he returns to it his later part of his career.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him do. I mean, like he's commercially successful, and I'm really happy that that's the case for anyone who was able to do that. But also, like, I mean, I love his early stuff. Just like I want Christopher Nolan to come back and do some of the stuff that he did when he was early director. And because I mean, Peter Jackson is doing really interesting work. It's like Christopher Nolan; they're just doing really interesting work.
Yeah, it's true. I really appreciate when people do projects that aren't just about, you know, building some prestige, you know, like persona, I guess is the only word I can think of, or just like, you know, some brand of prestige, but just do something that's actually, I mean, getting at the core of why people pay you to do what you do. Like, well, people pay directors to execute on a really great and like mind-grabbing idea. Like, and when you make a movie that comes out of left field and is able to grab you, I mean, I really appreciate a director like that way more than a director that can just produce a slickly like looking, you know, like
Same.
art.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. There's not shitting on Peter Jackson's later work because it is very pretty, and it's very popular. And you know, he knew how to give the fans what they wanted. That's 100%. But you know, like it's not, it doesn't come out of nowhere and grab you. So it's not supposed to, but yeah, I would love to see him do another one of those. Jack, thank you for being here. This has been Drawn with Jack on Cox and Space podcast, here with Jack Haynes, our illustrator, and Aaron Cosbiel, our writer and producer and actor for Cox and Space, and Skip Murphy here. If you want to check us out, you can, of course, coxandspace.com, coxandspace.com. Jack Haynes, you can watch Twitch TV.tv/Kopasu, streamed Monday and Wednesday nights. And Aaron Cosmo, you can check out all his show dates for stand-up at professorofcomedy.com. Guys, you have any final thoughts before we close out?
Sorry, I have to run off. But it's always fun hanging out with you guys.
Glad we could meet up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Great hanging out. It was a great one. I enjoyed this episode. I hope everybody else did.
Did.
All right, everyone.
All right. Good night.
I'm out.
Bye.